If the iPhone is the coolest gadget in the world, this is possibly the second coolest. The Peek email device is an easy-to-use handheld gadget that allows you to check your email from anywhere at any time at very little cost. Time calls it the gotta-have gadget, Wired Magazine's Gadget of the Year, and the ultimate prize, Oprah likes it. Dr. Amol Sarva is CEO of Peek. Congratulations, by the way, of getting Oprah to like your device.
Thank you.
Once you get Scott McGrew, you're done.
Yeah, well, I hate to add, it was my gadget of 2008, but somehow I thought that would be bragging for you, so that might be too much. Sarah Lacey, John Ford join us. The cool thing about a Peek email device is that you didn't add anything to it. You can email back and forth, you can look at pictures. There aren't extras on this, and there's such temptation in Silicon Valley to say, well, maybe it could also be a remote control for your garage door. And you didn't do that.
The main thing we did with this thing is we took stuff away. We saw so many people making gadgets that were meant to be the be-all and end-all of the universe. We looked at them. They were hard to use. Your average person is intimidated by those gadgets, and they're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So we thought, what can we take away? What is the essence of having one of these handy-dandy smartphone internet gadgets? And email has long been the killer app of the internet. It's what you do on your PC more than anything else. And putting it in people's hands when they're on the go suddenly is massively powerful. So we thought, let's do that. We wanted to make a gadget super easy and super affordable.
So about the financial side of it, how much does this thing cost? How much does it cost me, perhaps more important, over time? Where do people buy it?
Yeah, that's the calculation people are sort of reluctant often to do with smartphones. When you get a smartphone, it's going to cost you $100 a month for 2 years. That's more than $2,000 to have this thing, which admittedly is pretty nifty and fun to use. But in these uncertain times, it feels like a pretty big commitment. A Peek you buy for less than $100 and you just own it. There's no contract. So you buy it for $50, $80. There's two versions. Our brand new Peek Pronto, which has push and all kinds of cool stuff. And the monthly fee is just $20. You can discontinue it at any time if you want to.
And this thing goes out over the cell phone network. So you're not talking about Wi-Fi. You're not talking about setting up passwords. Well, you have to do the email password. But you can hand this to an elderly person or a younger person and say, here, it's ready, it's going to go, it's going to service you anytime you need it.
Wi-Fi hasn't worked out to be quite as easy as we thought it would be. It sure is free once you find some, or often it's free. But it's just not easy enough, and so we thought it had to work anywhere you turned it on. So it works on the cell phone network. Type in your email address, type in your password, hit enter, this thing works. And so grandparents to kids to anybody.
Is this webmail? Is this Outlook? Is it corporate email? What are the restrictions?
We made it for consumers mainly. We didn't want to start by trying to attack the kind of corporate IT executive. So right out of the box a few months ago, we did Yahoo and Gmail and Hotmail and AOL and all the normal email that people use. And last week we announced we're going to support Exchange too. A lot of people have Exchange email accounts from their work or whatever it is. So now you can use it for Exchange. We've seen a lot of small businesses actually, surprisingly, buying Peeks, replacing their BlackBerries and smartphones, partly because of cost and partly because it's just easier to deal with. You just hand it out and people start using it.
Is there a when you started with AOL, which has since mostly gone away because people say, I understand the internet, I don't need you to hold my hand. Web TV, okay, I don't need it on my television, I don't need you to hold my hand. Is this a hold my hand product in that this will be great for 5 years or 4 years or 3 years until people say, no, I get BlackBerry, I can handle it. The training wheel product often goes away as people get to understand how all this works.
Yeah, well, the definition of simplicity definitely changes over time. So when you add color to television, I mean, everyone expects to have color on TV. And I think, there's some stories where folks didn't keep up with change over time. But there's lots of great stories for simplicity being the winning or a powerful proposition in the market forever. And Nintendo, for example, is a really good one. I think the Amazon Kindle is a rocket science kind of technology, but it's made to be really simple, and it's running away with its piece of the market. There's a really great gadget that I love, the flip video camera. Yeah. Simple, beautiful. It does something that a lot of other gadgets do, but it makes it much easier. And the Peek will evolve. We added texting a few months ago, so now you can write text messages. Obvious.
What about Twitter?
You can Twitter from your Peek. You can update your status on all kinds of networks.
Do you realize if just a few months ago we said you could Twitter on your Peek, it'd be like, I have no idea.
Sounds vaguely
I think even today some people are probably thinking. So we like affordable, under 99 bucks, $20 a month. Are you making money at that though? I mean, is that business model going to work forever? Or are you going to have to tweak some things, talk to some carriers, cut some different kinds of deals?
We make money at $20. I mean, I'll tell you, the carriers make a lot of money at what they charge you, probably too much. People ought to think twice before they sign up for some of those things. And I think we make a reasonable amount of money. It's great. I'm excited about it.
Am I the only one who thinks $20 is expensive for this product? I mean,
Well, not compared though to a data plan on a cell phone.
not compared, but
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of different things when you get a data plan on a cell phone. I mean, you know, I was very excited and thinking, oh, great, I'll give this to my parents. They'll be connected. They're not going to pay $20 a month for this service. I mean,
But if it
to me,
were
when you're
free-
talking about going the last mile,
Right.
$10 makes a huge difference.
That
from $20, I mean,
though-
it's not as big a part of an addressable market that doesn't have an iPhone, doesn't have a BlackBerry, doesn't have anything, is it?
Right. I'll handle
Yeah.
this.
Please.
No, and my point is
Yes,
$20
Mr.
handles that your parents are going to get the signal. That there aren't passwords and Wi-Fi's and it just works, and it costs $20 to do that. So one last thought from you, Amol, and then we need to pay our own bills. Please.
Well, the world needs more connectivity. I mean, that's something you can't really do it without. And I think some of the gadgets that people run across people's radar are just really complicated and expensive. They don't realize that you can go find something like a Peek. The industry hasn't wanted to make it. So here it is.
All right. Amol Sarva, thank you for joining us. We'll be back with some final thoughts in just a moment.